Monster RX93.1 presents The Morning Rush. The Morning Rush, the country's favorite morning program on FM radio. Music, laughs, all the hot tea, and the hilarious top 10. Your hosts, Chico, Hazel, Marky, and Rika. The Morning Rush.
Hello, Team Booth. How are you guys doing? So, we don't want to keep our guest waiting any longer. She has been with us for a while. We would like to welcome a very special guest. She was on the very first season of The Voice Philippines Season 1 under the tutelage of legend Apple the App, now an international superstar as the new mamacita of the Black Eyed Peas or BEP. Please welcome J Rey Soul.
Hey! What's happening, Morning Rush? Kamusta po lahat? Kamusta po kayo lahat?
We're great. How are you? How is everything over there?
Great.
Oh my gosh.
Good to see you, Marky. It's been a while.
It's been a while. This girl, I used to perform in like BGC and I was like, oh my gosh, I need to get the Voice contestants to come guest. And I was so happy and so thankful for her to come and perform with me. And like, I think that was the last time we saw each other.
Exactly. But hey, Marky is such a great singer too, guys.
Oh yeah.
Right? I know.
I love your shades. Oh my God.
Thank you. Cool. I had to keep the look, from our video. Thank you guys.
Yes.
So
oh my gosh. So how is it over there with the whole quarantine situation? Are you able to leave your house or do you work from home?
Actually, we do work from home right now. Pag nag-i-interview kami, we do Zoom then all the time. But right now, I'm at this restaurant kasi kakatapos lang ng meeting. Pero ine-encourage pa rin mag-social distancing dito kasi mataas yung cases. Yeah. Dyan sa Pilipinas, kamusta naman dyan?
Okay naman. Medyo tumataas yung cases.
Kasi now it's not as strict as it was the past, couple of months.
It's true.
Wow. Yeah, my dad lives there. I told him, wag ka lalabas na bahay.
Yeah. Best to just stay indoors if you can.
So what are the adjustments that, you've had to do now that you're there? I mean, how is it different from when you were here back in the Philippines?
It was a culture shock kasi I grew up in the Philippines and then first time akong pumunta dito actually kasi after po ng The Voice sinign ako ni Apple sa label niya, right? And then he was like, you know what? I want you to go to the States and then record your songs there because there's going to be a lot of great producers, right? So I flew here and then I went to the studio and then one day Will came up to the room and then he was like, who's that singing? I was like, that's me. And then he's like, holy shit, you gotta be on this record with us. So yeah, that's how it all started. But everything's great. Honestly, I'm just really blessed na andito si Apple as my guardian, So it's really good. That helped a lot. Everyone's talking about my shades, I see.
Yes.
love it.
Everyone is loving it. Everyone, even John Aquino says, I'm speechless right now. Everyone is so proud of you and all of your achievements. Oh my God.
says, I love her tan skin.
Thank you, Morena. Right?
Yes.
Morena.
I'm jealous. I actually want that. That skin color. Literally, I
just
try.
Stay out in the sun, Marky.
I literally try out to stay in the sun for a day, and then I go back to bleach white the next day. I'm telling you, it's so bad.
You turn
it's
red.
My genes. It's annoying.
Yeah, I hear you.
But I love your. I love your skin color. My gosh.
Thank you. Appreciate it. I love it too.
Yes.
Right?
So have you guys been recording during quarantine?
Yes, actually, meron kaming dalawang video na nirecord bago mag-quarantine. Yun ay Mamacita at yung isang kanta, Vida Loca featuring Taiga and si Nikki Jam. But we haven't released that one yet. I'm not supposed to talk about it. What?
We also just played No Mañana earlier.
Hey, no man, yeah, I mean, yeah, we did two videos before the quarantine, and then after nung nangyayari yung quarantine, ginawa namin yung Feel the Beat. I don't know kung nakita nyo na po. It just got released a week ago.
Yes.
And it's doing really great. It has like 25 million on YouTube right now, so it's amazing.
Wow.
I know.
Amazing.
I know.
Oh my
And
goodness.
Mamacita is, wow, it's such a great blessing because it's like my first official feature. It's a Black Eyed Peas song, right? Mamacita. And it has like 100+ million views right now on YouTube.
Wow.
And it's like gold in Sony, Italy. And that it's doing really great. Yesterday, Apple and I was in the car, right? We were heading to film our show, and then we heard it on the radio. So it's really such a great feeling.
And even on TikTok, people use it all the time.
I know, right? Are you on your TikTok yet?
Oh gosh, we don't have to. We like lurking on TikTok.
Yes, we were.
Oh.
Yeah.
We are the
Try it. It's
lurkers.
easy. It's like this. Put you in the mix. Put you in the mix. You got it. You got
I
it.
have a question.
I'd love to see your TikTok. Okay.
Yes.
Having Apple the app, as your mentor, during your voice days. Be honest. Did you ever imagine that he would ever invite you to become part of the Black Eyed Peas? I mean, did it occur to you as a wild idea, or was it completely like a blind side, a fate, destiny blind side for you?
Actually,
to be part of them.
Actually, it happened organically. It wasn't like, oh, like, I discovered you. Now you're going to be part of the Black Eyed Peas. It wasn't like that. It's more of like, I was just recording in the studio. I was in the studio for like, The Voice was like 2014, right? So I was in the studio for like 4 years straight here in LA. And then I got noticed, and then they heard me. They're like, you know what? Jump on this record. And then we tried it. And then I jumped on more records. And then, they were looking for a female singer because they don't have a female singer. And then to a point where Will was like, you know what? Like, let's go on tour together. And then we did that. And I think people in the Peabodys who are like solid Black Eyed Peas fans really like welcome me with an open heart. So now it's like, it's a process, it's a process.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I remember the first time I heard that you joined them. It was Big Love, I think. The first song I heard.
Yes. Big Love was one of the first songs.
I love that song. I was like playing that on repeat every time I like boarded. It's such a great song, and it has a good message,
Exactly. Really good message. And that's what's amazing about working with the Peas, they always make sure that they release yung mga uplifting na kanta. Yung talagang magkakaroon ng impact sa mundo,
Oh yeah,
like,
definitely.
Love, like Where's the Love, like Big Love. Like right now, like we released this album called Translation because I feel like we need this kind of songs right now. Like we need some songs that would uplift our spirits and like just enjoy and like listen to it even when you're on your couch. Like Mamacita, imagine like
but at the same time, you guys also release some bangers, right? It's amazing that people can dance to and just enjoy.
Exactly. Like just look on a positive side. I know it's hard what's happening right now. That's why we also have this song in the album called News Today. I don't know if you've heard it yet, but it's a beautiful song.
Oh my gosh.
Well, when you're with the Black Eyed Peas, do you still get, a little bit starstruck every time you...
Always. All the time. I'm like, what? But sometimes when I'm on stage, I'm like, what? It's just crazy. Like, I was in high school, right? And then yung mga kaibigan ko, tsaka ako, may mga school programs sa school, diba? Sa Pilipinas, lagi tayong every month may buwan ng weekend or like, you know what I'm saying? So we would dance to their songs like Bebot and stuff like that. Tapos ngayon, I'm on the same stage with them. Like I'm on a music video it's just like an amazing blessing. And I really, thank God for that. And I really thank Apple for believing in me since the beginning. And of course, the whole Philippines for like, showing love since the beginning as well. And to you guys, I just want to thank you guys for the support.
Of course.
Yeah,
We're
of
so
course.
good.
It's only the beginning. It's only the beginning.
Do you remember the first time you performed live with the Black Eyed Peas? What was that like?
Oh my God. Actually, I kind of like, sometimes we have this like, sometimes they would play in a small locations here in LA and I would jump in, but there was the first time that I really like jumped on a stage with them, and it was in Romania. So we went to Romania. So the first show, they were like, you know what, Jess, I know you've been singing like 1 song, 2 songs with us on our shows, but this time we want you on the whole set, right? Because you kind of have to like audition in a way, like they have to see if you like really got it, So we were in Romania, and then they were just like, oh, don't worry about it. You're just going to sing a couple of songs with us. It's an hour set. And then we went to the location. It was like 100,000 people.
Oh,
it's crazy. For the first show, I know I was freaking out. I was going to pass out. I was like, I was going to pass out. I was like, oh my God, like first show, 100. I was so nervous. I don't know. If I ever see the video, I'll forward it to you guys so you guys can see it.
Did you ever like get like goosebumps the first time they announced you on stage and they're like, let's give it up for Black Eyed Peas, and then to realize that you're actually part of that?
Trust me, I like wake up every day. I'm like, what is happening? Such a big blessing. Like it's just crazy. Even like, for example, like I'm working with Will.i.am on the studio a lot. Even when I'm in the studio with him, I'm just like, what? It's crazy because, in the Philippines, The Voice Philippines, right? Like I used to always watch The Voice UK, and he was one of the coaches there, right? So I know a lot about him as a coach, and then he's like the same. He's very strict and specific when it comes to working. And that's what I love about that, because he's like, it forces me to grow, it forces me to grow. So it's great.
Yeah.
Speaking of The Voice, speaking of The Voice, do you still stay in touch with any of your former co-contestants from The Voice Philippines?
Yes. Yeah, so actually minessage ko si Morissette nung birthday niya. Sabi ko, happy birthday! And then we call each other Butterfly. So yeah, si Morissette, si Moira, lagi po kami nagdi-DM man.
Grabe yung batch nyo, ha?
It's an amazing batch. They're all superstars.
Yeah. Morissette, Moira, si Clarice, DM din po. Tapos sila Mama Janice Javier, Stan Perfecto, who else? Yuki
Rada?
Ito.
Was Rada there?
Yeah, she was, but I haven't talked to her in a while. I don't know why. I think more Facebook siya have.
Yeah. Wait, here's a question.
We try to keep in touch.
In terms of mga celebrities dyan, kanino ka pinaka na starstruck na celebrity since joining BEP? Tanong ni RC Ramos. Inggitin mo naman kami, sabi niya.
I have a long story when it comes to... Okay, let's talk about this. All right, first is Janet Jackson.
Oh, wow.
I know. It's like, I was like, what? So we had this whole tour in Australia, and we're supposed to go to like 7 different cities, right? And then the second time, I saw her at our hotel. We were at the rooftop. I was just like shocked to see her. And then my bandmates, like the guitar player and the drummer, they were like, Jess, go say hi. Like, say hi, Jess. And I was like, how am I gonna do it? Like sometimes, like it's hard to speak English too when you're like nervous, and I'm like, I know Janet. I'm like, you just don't know. So I was like, I had to like get myself together. So I came up to her, and she was so sweet and so nice. I was like, Miss Janet, like, I'm such a big fan. I used to sing your songs like together again.
Mm-hmm.
There are times when I look around.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So I used to sing this song. Like, I grew up watching you and listening to you. And then she was like, oh, thank you so much, babe. Like, I was like, what would be your advice for younger artists, right? And she was like, just to remember where you came from, be in touch with your roots, and find balance. Like work hard, but make sure that you are enjoying life, and you know that everything can be taken away from you, because everything is like, this is a gift, this is a blessing. So that was that. Oopsie, sorry.
What's happening?
Sorry about that.
Going on?
No,
Well, see,
sorry about that. That was like,
hard. I mean,
sorry about that.
We've been talking to you, parang you really listened to what Janet Jackson told you, diba?
Yes, I do. I mean, she's a legendary. She's an icon, So I really wanted to learn from her. I'm sorry about that. So I really wanted to learn from her. And then the second artist I met that I was starstruck about. You guys can still hear it, huh?
Yeah.
No, it's fine.
Oh
It's
my
fine.
God,
No, it's
I'm
okay.
Sorry.
Don't worry about it.
Okay. So the second artist that I was really starstruck with was Rihanna.
Oh, wow.
Oh my God. Sorry, I need to
gonna-
mute myself. I'm sorry, guys. I need to mute myself.
I'll just try to get it together now that you said Rihanna, because I'm such a big fan of Rihanna.
Because a huge fan of Rihanna.
Oh gosh.
She's such a huge fan. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, sorry about that, guys.
No,
Okay,
don't worry.
come on,
You
back.
can say you met someone that met Rihanna. See?
I know.
Yeah.
Yes, so it was like in a club in New York. So I met her, and then I asked her the same question. She was so sweet. Apple introduced me to her, and then Apple was like, oh, she's from the Philippines. And then she was like, oh, you're from the island too. I'm like, yes, I'm from the island too. And then I asked her the same question. I was like, what would be your advice for younger artists like me? She was like, sorry. She was like, well, just make sure to work hard, but enjoy life. Make sure that you're always having fun. That's what she told me. So that was beautiful. Yeah.
That's so nice.
Yeah. Sorry, I got distracted with what's happening.
It's fine. We're a little intrigued now.
I'm at home and
We're
I'm gonna lock the door. Huh?
What's
I'm
happening?
intrigued. What's happening?
I nothing really. Actually, I think it's
Just
homeless
friends.
person.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're
Yeah.
not
Okay.
doing anything, don't worry. Oh, I have a question. When you're talking to,
Okay.
let's say, Will I Am or
Uh-huh.
the app, or do you absent-mindedly say po or opo? You're talking to
Actually,
never
okay,
make that
coach. Okay. For example, with Apple, it's hard for me because in the Philippines, culturally, pag mas matanda sa atin yung isang tao, talagang may respeto, right? Like kuya or like
Yeah,
opo,
exactly.
po, stuff like that, right? So people are asking me, because I always call Apple coach. That's how I call him, like coach. It's like a term of endearment, like a respect kind of thing too, because he's older. And then Taboo the other day was like, hey, Jess, like, do you think there will ever come a time you would just call Apple Apple? And I was like, ugh, I don't think so. I don't think that's gonna work. And then I was like, what about Tito? And then Apple was like, hell nah. Don't you ever call me Tito.
Yeah.
Oh no.
So now it's like kind of my joke, Uncle Apple.
No,
Don't
Apple.
share this radio. Like, don't call me Uncle. You're aging me.
Really understand a little bit of Tagalog, your other bandmates, Will I Am and Taboo, because I mean they've known Apple for a long time, right?
But yeah.
So do they understand Tagalog na, si Will I Am and Taboo also?
They don't understand Tagalog, but they have favorite Tagalog words. So Taboo is married to a Filipino woman. So
Okay.
Taboo is married to a Filipino woman. So his kids actually, like, the kids call the older brother Kuya. So that was beautiful. That's beautiful, right?
Yeah.
And then he likes to talk about like eating pancit, ordering food at this Filipino restaurant here. So there's a lot of like Filipino in there. With Will, he loves the word mabute. Because there's like two meanings.
Mabute.
So we have, yes. So we have a song called Mabute that's out right now too, part of the album. It's kind of like,
nice.
you know, the bebot of the album, a Tagalog word, right? So Mabute, because he knows Mabute means I'm good in Tagalog. But then also in English is like, you already know.
Mabooty.
Exactly, right? Mabute. Smart, right? He's such a genius guy.
Yeah.
Oh my
You're so smart.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
That is so cute.
And do you ever have
Will never be the same.
do you ever have like you, Apple, and Taboo's wife? Do you have like a Pinoy night? I'll just get
Actually,
together.
Pinoy na. Actually, before we used to have like, because Apple loves to watch boxing. So sometimes he would host a boxing night and we would just prepare a lot of bistek and like chicken adobo. Like he cooks so good. Like Apple is like such a great cook.
Oh, cool.
He's like I got it from my mom because they're from Pampanga, you know, so they have like a recipe that's like yeah.
And they're very
Awesome.
specific with their recipes, right?
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, I wish I could say the secret recipe, but I can't.
I saw a question here a while ago that asked what was the feeling singing in front of our kababayans with the BEP sa SEA Games? Christian Clement is asking.
Felt like a dream come true, honestly, because you know we've been traveling for the past 2 years, singing all over like the world, all over Europe, but then it's a different feeling to be like at home and singing in front of your fellow Filipinos, singing in front of your family. And my dad was there and my sister came from Hong Kong to the Philippines that day. My brother from Dubai was there that night too. So I was like gonna cry. It felt great. It felt amazing. It was like a dream come true.
Sabi nga ni Ryan de Guzman, so that's why Will keeps saying mabute in the SEA Games.
That was exactly. That's a hint right there. Yep, mabute. Like right after the Philippines trip, like he wrote the mabute song. He's like, hey, how do you say? Yeah, he was recording it. He was asking me like, how do you pronounce kamusta? Like, how are you? I was like, kamusta, like kamusta. So if you listen to the song, you're gonna hear him like say kamusta. Yeah, it's really good.
Jonathan's also asking, are you working on maybe a solo album, J Rey Soul?
Yes. We're on it. You know, we're working on it. I've been in the studio a lot, and I'm excited for that. It should be soon, like in October. I might release like some kind of single. So yeah.
Yes.
Excited for that.
Yeah,
we are excited. Yes, and go.
Yeah, no, because you know, I think what's really important. It's not so much a question, but more like, you know, a statement. But you know, it's really super important because when somebody like you or Apple the app, you know, is in the international spotlight, I guess this is our version of representation. You know, a lot of people don't understand how important it is. And when, you know, for Filipinos, when we see somebody like you or Lea Salonga or Apple the App, when you make a name for yourselves, you represent us. And it feels great for Filipinos that people know. And then, you know, you get songs like Mabute and Bebot. And it's our language.
Exactly.
And we hear, you know, maybe Americans dancing to it, singing to it.
Exactly.
You feel sort of like validated as a country, as a nation, that we exist. We're here because of you guys, are representing for us.
Exactly. I mean, that's the goal. You know, I was telling my team that, you know, anywhere I go, I want people to know where I came from. I want people to know that I'm from the Philippines because it's a part of me, you know, it's my story. So that is a goal. It's always going to be that. People are going to know. Anybody I meet, I'm like, you know what, I'm from the Philippines. They kind of like me. They're like, yeah, you're from the Philippines. I'm like, yeah.
I mean, Apple the App, put Sapang Bato in one of their earliest songs. because he's proudly Filipino.
And it's great to see someone who comes from the Philippines and has lived in the Philippines all their lives take the international scene by storm. There's that Pinoy pride for the individuals who are living in the States and who made a name for themselves in the States, but the ones who started everything here in the Philippines and moved over there. Wow, it's like
so anybody with a dream out there. Oh my gosh,
aspirational for everyone who joins reality shows, everyone who just wants to keep food on the table. Just keep striving, keep dreaming. Look what this girl has done for herself.
Thank you.
Thank you, Marty. Lumaki na kumain ng choknut.
Oh, honey. Honey po. Hindi. Honey.
Honey.
Honey, yes. Honey yung favorite ko yan.
Ano yung nabamiss ko pala dito sa Philippines na, you can't easily get there?
Food. Honestly,
like what? Like anything specific that you miss?
Like chicken adobo. It's different, there are restaurants. That's why I had to learn how to cook it. It's so different. Like in the Philippines, and it's so different. In the Philippines, like you're usually taken care of a lot. Like when you're young. Like when I got here, I had to be like independent. I was like, oh my God. You mean I have to clean my place? Like I have to do the dishes? Like I have to do this for myself? Because in the Philippines I had my dad cooking all the time, So I had to learn how to cook chicken adobo, and it's great. I think I'm really good at it.
Yay!
Yeah.
Yeah, we wouldn't mind trying your adobo.
Caldereta.
Caldereta, yes.
Binatog.
Hard. That's gonna be hard.
Have you ever tried?
Name it.
Yeah.
Name it. Honestly,
but have you ever tried binatog there?
Miss ko na. Sorry?
Have you ever tried binatog there? Do they serve it in restaurants? Never.
No.
Only here.
Exactly. Only there.
And here it's like, naglalako.
Exactly.
Because a lot of Filipinos in the US, they always say that they get mistaken for other nationalities. Like, they get mistaken for, I don't know, Latino,
Mexican.
or Mexican.
Yeah.
What about you? Have they ever mistaken you for something else other than Filipino? Like when they're asking you
all the time.
Ethnicity?
All the time. They don't even realize until I tell them, because here in LA, since it's very diverse, people are from different countries and different cities, because people come here for one reason. It's Hollywood. They want to make it. They want to make it in the film industry or music industry or any entertainment, So first thing you ask somebody is where are you from? Right? So when they would ask me where I'm from, I'd be like, guess where I'm from. Guess where I'm from. And then they would have never guessed. And then when I tell them I'm from the Philippines.
Okay. So, we don't want to take up too much of your time, but what is next for you and for Black Eyed Peas? You as an artist, Black Eyed Peas as a group, what is next for you guys?
Well, right now we have the album. The album just came out called BEP Translation. So if everybody could check that out, that would be great. You're going to love the songs. It's very uplifting. And it's going to give you some kind of joy, in this tough times. So we have that. And then honestly, we're just waiting for the world to heal, to be better. And then we're going to get back on the road. We're going to start touring again. We're honestly supposed to be on tour right now, but everything had to be canceled. So we're going to be touring. And then I'm also working on my project, and Will is executive producing it.
Wow.
So, yep. So, and I'm going to be going on tour as well. So, we're going to be going on tour, and then I'll be releasing my solo album, a solo project soon. So that's it.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. So
far.
We wish you all the best. And of course, like we said,
thank you.
Because of the situation right now, It's also very difficult for performers like you because everything is on hold. It's so hard to go on tour when you have something like this going on. But hopefully, I mean, I can't wait. I'm so happy for the people who will get to watch you live
and performing
and enjoying it.
And of course, why don't we end this by you maybe saying maybe a thank you to your followers and supporters and words of encouragement and inspiration for everyone who want to transcend maybe the industry here, whether it be in law, nursing, as a musician. Just a couple of words for anyone who wants to go abroad.
My top advice is first, definitely put God first. Put God first. Keep the faith. Keep going. Keep working hard. Just like focus on your dream. And make sure to take care of your family.
Oh, that's really so nice.
You're so nice. I love you.
He's a sweetheart. He's a sweetheart.
You.
Oh my God.
Thank you. I can't wait to be back there at the studio.
Yes,
I used to sing there. I used to do
please visit.
I used to do the live show.
Corporate series.
Yes.
Oh
Yeah. I love Rico. Mm-hmm.
Next time, come over and come sing a few songs for a concert series. I think it'll be fun.
Yeah, I used to do that a lot.
If you can,
let's do it
when you're back in the Philippines. So again, we'd like
out to a Filipino restaurant.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
And after, let's eat out. Let's.
I know, right?
Oh, let's order
Centro. I like Centro there. I like Centro.
Hi.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you so much for joining us, J Rey Soul.
Thank you, J Rey Soul.
Thank you, Marky.
Thank you so much, J Rey Soul. Thanks, Jessica. See you soon. We are so proud, and just keep going.
Thank you so much. See you guys soon.
Bye. The Morning Rush. The Morning Rush. The landmark morning radio program on Philippine FM Radio. Winner of multiple KBP Golden Dove Awards for Best Radio Comedy Program. Monday to Friday, 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. only on Manila's hottest Monster RX93.1.